This video will be the final video for the Game Asset Pipeline module that highlights the creation of my world. The task at hand was to create a game world using internal and external tools. The past two progression videos has led up to what you are about to witness. Behold, Steve's Tetris world. I personally have been playing Tetris ever since childhood. Been a big fan of its simplicity, yet fascinated by the intricate ways in which one could play the game. From stacking up high to the very recent T-spins meta. Tetris would be my number one game in my arsenal, and therefore that is where the idea of creating a Tetris world came from. The use of Paint to sketch initial ideas and Photoshop to M online photos together to form mood board were two tools I used for my pre-planning. Here are some images from the past two progression videos that shows how far I have come and the drastic changes that have been implemented to the world. 5 questions were asked and answered from the previous videos. Those will no longer apply here as this is the final product and I have developed my world from those reflections. Here is a list of both the internal and external tools that have been used during the creation of my world. They are as follows. For internal tools, I have used ProBuilder, Polybrush, Lighting, Particle Systems, Unity Animator, and Cinemachine. As for external tools, Paint, Maya, Photoshop, Mixamo, Minecraft, and MyWays have been used. We will now go through the process of examination on how these tools were used and what they were used for to create this game world, starting with the internal tools, followed by the external tools. ProBuilder. Upon visualizing the world, we can immediately identify 4 humongous Tetris blocks that surround the outskirts of the game world. By selecting on ProBuilder, we are given a variety of options to choose from on what we would like to do. In this case, I have chosen the New Shape option, which has allowed me to create these 4 massive Tetris blocks. Polybrush. This tool was used to color and create the terrain you see before you. Adjusting the size of the brush was crucial as I wanted a slope in the middle of the world. If I hadn't done this, it would have looked more elevated than usual. Unity Animator. This would be one of the most critical tools that has been used. This is because by animating almost everything in the world, from the rustling leaves of the trees, moving characters that make the place seem lively, moving vehicles, to those moving, floating gigantic blocks that give off an out-of-this-world vibe. Lighting. If it wasn't for the lighting tool, the majority of the world would not be visible and be shrouded by darkness. In the hierarchy on the left-hand side, there is a plus symbol that allows us to access various options of things we can implement into our world. One of which is the lighting tool. I have used point light, spotlight, and area light for my world. Particle system. The only object in which I managed to add a particle system on would be my sun cube. I had this idea in mind where if I added some yellow particles on it, it would look like it was emitting sun rays. Looking at the final product, I believe I made the right call as it looks very fitting and phenomenal. Shader graphs. Although a shader graph was made, it is unfortunate that it was unable to be implemented due to the following reasons. Materials become bright pink, indicating that the lit material has been lost or somehow deleted. We are incapable to retrieve it back. This also happens when the project upgrades to a universal render pipeline. Having shader graphs would have enhanced my world even by a little bit. Paint. I was conflicted upon whether Paint could be considered an external tool. This is because although it is an external tool, all that I have done with it are just rough sketches of my ideas to be implemented. But here are some of the sketches I made during the whole process. Maya. In all honesty, I could have used Maya way more than I have to create vast amounts of assets for my world. However, All that I have used it for are creating those spherical orbs at the top of the buildings that emit light. Photoshop. Both my mood board and skybox editing was done by using Photoshop. At the start of the project, I took some images online of anything Tetris related, from games to buildings. I compiled all of those images into one board that finalizes my mood board. I had 3 different choices of skyboxes whilst working through my project. In the end, I chose this specific skybox and decided to change the saturation of it, as I believed a darker theme would best fit my world more. Minecraft and Mineways. The Crossing Swords statue situated at the center of the map is made from Minecraft. After completing the build, Mineways was used to transfer that into the Unity game world. Mixamo. The characters and their animations are all from the website Mixamo. There, you have the choice of selecting numerous types of characters, from humans to cartoon figures to monsters. In addition, after selecting your character, we are given the option to customize the animation we would like that character to display. Once all of these have been completed, downloading it and finding where it is stored in your folder will be the next step. Finally, to bring it over to Unity, all we would need to do is drag and drop into the Assets folder under Project at the bottom of the screen. Versioning of assets, in other words, GitHub. From start till end, every big change made in the world are all committed to GitHub. By doing this, it helps note down each versioning of assets and keeping track of all Unity files. Assets used. These are references to the asset packs that I have used for my game. There is also the music that I took from a royalty-free music website as my theme song. The showcase of my world will now begin shortly. Prepare yourselves for a wondrous sight. That is officially the end of the presentation, showcase, and my project for this module. A big thank you to those that have supported me along the way. It's been fun, creating a world from a game that I have a huge passion for. Till next time, Steve out. Also, here's a little something for all of you out there who have supported me. So this is the main Tetris game I play now. It's called Tetri.io, but you know, everyone just calls it Tetrio. This is just a short gameplay of me against one of my students that I'm coaching. He's very talented and he's making his way up the ranks, like myself. So we're just here training, messing about, and at the end you'll see a very surprise, but I'll spoil it early on because I found this to be quite the spectacle. It's basically stacking up and down stacking, clearing the lines he sent to me, and skimming whatever that's necessary. And of course, our boards may look very messy, but you know, that's the point. You send cheese, you send garbage to another, you send them up so they get pressured to top out. But in the end, I managed to find a very good down stack and managed to get a perfect clear. Perfect clears are very rare and they're very nice, I'll tell you that. So yeah, everyone should try out this game. I'm not gonna put a link in the description because totally not because I don't know how to, but yeah, till next time. Ciao. Haha.